Well, hello and welcome to my life, MYE, my life. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you clicked on this video. This is so terribly uncomfortable for me because I am the one that's behind the camera most, if not all the time. So this is odd, but I'm only doing it because I've been led to do it. I've been led to do some interesting things in my life, but so I'm here and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is the first video that I'm going to put out. I really don't know where to start. Disclaimer, excuse my dishwasher. The dishwasher's going, because I got to get stuff done. I got my greens cooking. I got some smoked turkey leg in the oven, and I got my dishes washing. If I did not do it now, I would not do this. So just thank you for your patience, and I'm sorry if you hear the dishwasher. The guy was mowing earlier, so I'm so glad he stopped. Anyway, we all have a story. We do. We all have unique stories that a lot of times resonate with other individuals. My story is probably unique. You can probably relate to at some point. A lot of things that I will share, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people haven't heard. I had to break out of my shell per se, because after what happened to me in 2020, and it's December of 2022 now, I became just a recluse. I did not want to break out of the shell that I had put myself in. So I will take you to what led me there, and we can just go from there. How about that? Cool. My tea. So let me back up a little bit. So when I was 38, almost 39, I had an encounter with something that was so terrifying and so frightening, basically demonic. I had an encounter with a demonic spirit, not within me, but face to face with a demonic spirit. And it was something that I never, ever want to encounter again. I don't. It scared me to the point that I prayed instantly to, just remove it. And I remember that night I prayed like I had never prayed before. And I woke up, and it was October 22nd, 2018. I woke up different. So I knew at that point, whatever I had been doing before, things had to change. Not that I was just living the worst life ever, because that's never been the case. But God saw something in me that at this point, Maisha, I know you've been living for me, but you really gonna live for me now. So you about to trust me in everything that you do from this point on, and stop taking over that steering wheel and let me drive. So I had to give up that wheel. I got baptized, rededicated at my church, Embassy City in Irving, Texas. And from that point on, you would think, oh, life is going to be grand. I rededicated my life to God. I don't want to see these demons and these evil spirits. But no, that's when the real work comes in, to say the least. Because let's see, that was 2018. I got baptized in 2019. I turned 40 in 2020. So prior to me turning 40 in February, I was at the top of my game as far as a hairstylist. For y'all that don't know, I have been doing hair for about 25 years. I was at the top of my game doing hair, comfortable, I was able to provide for myself and my daughter. We lived in a beautiful apartment. I was able to travel that January of 2020. One of my clients who I have clients that are professional athletes. Let me say this. So one of my athletes was like, "Hey, Maisha, you work really hard. I appreciate everything you do for me. I have a place in Newport Beach, California. You and Serenity, y'all go and y'all just enjoy. All you got to do is buy the flight and it was like a townhome on the beach. It's yours." So we were able to relax, to reflect, and just be grateful for that, even that opportunity. I mean, for somebody to just be so gracious to do that for me and my daughter and just let us have their condo for like 4 days, 5 days, I don't remember. But it was probably one of the best times of my life with my daughter. And after that, I was able to travel to go see my cousin. He is in the band at Grambling, so they did Battle of the Bands in Atlanta. So me and my friend Jessica went to support him, and it was just, we were just having fun. It was like 2020, that's our year. Yes, let's do it. Then March comes. Yeah, March. So March comes, and we're hearing little things about this virus and this, that, and the other. And it's crazy because when we went to Battle of the Bands, me and Jessica, we took masks. I said, "Girl, I think we need to take some masks." I don't know why, but because nobody was wearing masks back in January, end of January. But I was like, "Girl, I think we need to take these masks just to kind of protect ourselves." And she was like, she's one, she got to be too cute. She's not going to wear a mask. But we had them. So when March came and the shutdown came, I had those masks. When masks were like difficult to find and just like they up in the price, like I had this box of masks. Anyway, so March comes, pandemic, the world shuts down, right? So with the world shutting down, my daughter had to come home and we did homeschooling. And then 2 days after the shutdown, my salon catches on fire. 18 years of my life, 18 years of business. That salon was my family. 18 years of family gone. I watched my salon burn for 4 hours. And if you know anything about salon suites, the building was salon suites and we all were our own boss individually. But you wouldn't know that because the owners were more like family. So we lost a lot in that moment. And it was tragic because the day of the fire was like the anniversary of Mama Joy's death. And she was like the matriarch of the Riley family who owned Hightower. So it was just a lot. It was very heavy. It was heartbreaking. And you think, how can we come back from this as a whole? So that happened. We're at home. And in your mind, you're like, okay, I just lost my livelihood. My daughter's at home. I have nothing to go back to. So now what? And I will say the silver lining in that was God pushed me to publish a book that I wrote 15 years ago. That's the silver lining. So I was at home with her trying to figure out financials and what next. And I was able to publish my book, Bobby's Magic Pencil. It's a children's book. So that was the beautiful part in this chaotic situation, a beautiful part in this chaotic situation. So I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful. Also grateful for my friends, my family, my classmates that helped during this time. I had help coming from all over. People you wouldn't even, not you, but I wouldn't even think to just provide for me and my daughter during this time. It was very difficult. So we get through the toughest part, And I'm finally ready to get back into a salon. So I find a salon suite, a small salon suite in 2021, and tell my clients, hey, y'all, come on back. I was a little apprehensive because I was on such a high from writing the book and publishing the book myself that I was like, I want to keep doing this publishing thing. But I knew realistically I couldn't live our lifestyle just on one little book. So even though it was big to me, it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of money. So I knew I had to do hair, but getting back into the salon, it was difficult. I didn't want to do hair anymore. And I'm like, Lord, what is wrong with me? Hair is my life. How can I not want to do hair? How do I not feel like this is fun? I was miserable going back. Miserable. Some of my clients knew that, some of them did not. I'm really good at hiding and shielding things, hiding my emotions. And I was miserable. And I did it because I had to. And a lot of times I know we as people, we do things just because we have to, no matter how it makes us feel. And for me, I did not feel good. And so, I didn't feel good, but I still wouldn't walk away because I'm like, what else would I do? So God literally had to, if the fire didn't tell me anything, he had to take someone that I depended on financially, like a family, to break that mold, to break that security. And I'll never forget, that was the first time that I had an anxiety attack, when I was questioned. And I love him. I'm not gonna say any names, but if it weren't for him bringing something up to me about my pricing and this and that, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So I do believe God used him to force me out of hair. At the time, do I see that? Absolutely not. I'm angry. I'm like, why would you do? In my mind, I'm just like frustrated. But I had an anxiety attack, so I knew this wasn't healthy because I like to be in control. And for the first time ever, outside of having my child, I was not in control. I could not control my emotions, my feelings. So it was like a complete breakdown. And I will never forget, I laid on my bed, and I have a journal of notes from church. And I remember looking back at something that I wrote back in 2020, and I went straight to it. And it said, stop putting your faith in the people or the ones that have been providing for you versus the provider. That's all I needed to hear. I had been putting so much energy and faith and, oh, I have to do this because I got to make money, and these people pay this, and this person pays this. And I was dependent on that. I was depending on them when I was supposed to be depending on him. And since that moment, it's been a faith walk ever since. So I stopped doing their hair, and I ain't gonna lie, it's been hard. It's been very difficult, but he's shown me every step of the way. Maisha, I got you. I know you don't see it, but I'm gonna provide for you through other people, through other things, through other opportunities. And he has not failed me. We have not missed a meal or a bill. Maybe been late a few times, but he's been true to what he told me back then. I knew it was time for me to stop doing hair, even at the top of my game. But it was hard for me to accept that, because logically it's like, why would you do that? Why would you give up something that has been providing for you all of your life? You have these amazing clients, which, yes, they are amazing. And those relationships that I built doing hair, I still have some of those relationships. And I cherish those because they have been my backbone during this time. They still check on me. And a lot of them, yeah, it was about hair, but then it It stopped being just about hair and more about, how are you? How are you doing during this time? What do you need? How can I help you? These are my clients. And I remember before I even started doing hair, I would pray over my salon and I would say, Lord, only bring people that are supposed to be in here over this threshold. And that's what he did. And because of that, I have my hair family, I have my blood family, I have my friend family, and everybody's family. So even through some of the darkest times, God has always showed me, Maisha, I know you don't see it. Maisha, I know you don't know what's going to happen. Even though you want to be in control, you got to remember, I'm the only one that's in control right now. So I need you to let down your guard. I need you to let down your fears and just trust me. And so, child, I've been trusting him. And I have to be honest with you, my mama, she didn't understand it. Ooh, and my daddy was like, I don't know. Like, and he is a believer, but he did not believe it at the time. But I think as he sees me on this faith walk, he understands, okay, I've taught her how to pray and how to believe. And so I'm just going to have to trust that whatever she got going on with God, they got this. And when I need to come in, I will. And the same with my mother. My mother has been instrumental in this time of my life. My mother and my grandmother. I could not be here. I would not be here if it wasn't for them. Period. I come from some strong women. And I am so grateful and so blessed that they have continued to support me and continue to love me and just help me during this time and believe me when I say I'm okay or I'm not okay, because there's been a lot of times I haven't been okay. For people that know me, I'm at my heaviest. I've put on so much weight during this time because of stress, and it's just been, I've had to not really accept it, but just know, okay, this is where you are. You know how to fix it because you've been a health nut all your life. So when the time comes, it will come. So anyway, this is just a portion of the beginning of my 40s and what I've been dealing with. But I say all this to say it has definitely been a faith walk since that October 22 wake up different to now. It's been a faith walk. And I don't know where I'd be without the support of my family and my daughter. She would tell me on multiple occasions, Mommy, it's okay to let people know that you're not okay. Because I've always been a strong one. I've always had to kind of keep it together. So being able to be vulnerable in front of not only her, but other people has been kind of a relief. It's like we don't all have it together. We don't. And that's okay. And we all need each other. And that's okay. So anyway, I want to stop here. And I want to thank you for tuning in. If this has been interesting, if you can relate to anything, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because I'm really just being transparent. I'm just being transparent and being honest with you and just telling you what I've been led to share. So I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you soon for sure. Peace.